multiracial white supremacy. Multiracial white supremacy. I don't know if the audio worked. I brought this, which is a little bit of a hot lav mic, right? On the way for this fantastical walking stream. I figured, you know what? Might as well do my due diligence, get some exercise, even though it looks like shit outside. But I figured, you know what? Do it for the gram. Do it for the gram, my friends. That's what all the I was gonna say that the youth do. I feel the youth, in their infinite wisdom, decide to risk life and limb, quote unquote, for the gram. I remember when YOLO was a thing, and a bunch of retards decided, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start doing dumb shit because you only live once. Really, you're a fucking retard. What do you mean you only live once? Yeah, exactly. That's why you shouldn't do dumb shit. But now we have a bunch of girls taking shots of tequila and saying YOLO. Oh my God, YOLO. That doesn't make any sense. All right, that doesn't make sense. You want to prolong your life. You only live once, so you want to live. You want to make sure that lasts as long as possible. Not YOLO. I'm gonna take a shot of Jaeger, followed by an entire bottle of tequila. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? I've also realized the immense shine in my forehead, and that might be a little bit of a distraction, but we'll deal with it as it comes. So I did do, oh my goodness, it really does look like shit. Well, luckily for me, I decided to be a little bit smarter and bring an umbrella just in case it decides to rain out here. But I just wanted to do a little bit of a hot live stream on this wonderful Sunday, just to mention the videos that I've put this past week that I was kind of proud of, to be honest. I was kind of proud of those videos because, you have a little new format, right? That news format, which I thought was interesting. I like that. It's reminiscent of, let's see, what are the youngins watching these days? Oh, CNN, right? Youngins watch CNN. So I thought I would do that. Damn, I could finally watch a live stream. Is this what it looks like in the UK really every day? It must be miserable. I'm willing to bet that the suicide rates in the UK are way more than any other place just because of that ridiculous, what do you call this? Just this, look at that. Look how drab that looks. Look at this, right? Just to go up outside and look at that, the sky every day. Here it only happens for a couple days and then you get used to it. It gets past that. But from what I've heard, you guys are living in a perpetual rain over there. As a matter of fact, it's starting to sprinkle. Who am I talking to? I don't know. I guess you guys, maybe? Is that a thing? I've also got the gayest umbrella in the history of the planet, but it's still better than nothing. But yeah, I thought that the new stuff is good. I want to work with that format from now. Not necessarily every video, but I want to work with that format and play around with it and see what I could get with it. Oh, let's see. UFC 262 thoughts. Well, I saw some of it, but in all fairness of discretion, for lack of a better term, I did get hammered, so I did not watch the last fights. I only saw a couple of the first prelims and then maybe the first couple fights because they start too late. I'm an old man, right? So I don't want to stay there and watch all these fucking, watch till like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, especially for a card like this that isn't super crazy. I'm like, I don't want to say a glamour fan of UFC, but I'm a glamour fan of UFC in that I only watch the main ones. Like, you know how people watch the World Cup and that's the only thing they watch? That's me. That's the equivalent of when I watch UFC. Tony Ferguson needs to W or it's game over 3 in a row. Yeah, bro, kukui, as he likes to call himself. But that's the same with all these older fighters. They want to keep it up, but it's a young man's game. It really is a young man's game. Vanessa said, you see my Instagram story, it's literally raining right now. Yeah, well, that's the unfortunate side effect of, rain, right? We've all gone through first grade science class and understand why rain works. But because I'm an ignorant American, I always assume that this is the only part of the planet that exists. So I'm like, oh, it's only raining here. Or the weather only applies to this particular part of the country. I forget that there are other places. I forget there are other time zones too. So when somebody mentions as to, oh, it's 3 o'clock over here, yeah, okay. Oh, wait, because you're in a different part of the planet. That's an asinine concept to my ignorant American ass. He's in Florida. It rains every afternoon for half an hour, and then it dries up. Yeah, that's the benefit about our rains, though. That when it does start to rain, uh, which right now it's about to stop again, when it does stop, it gets sunny and really hot for the next 3 or 4 hours. But it immediately kind of dissipates. So you'll have a rainstorm where they have flash flood warnings. And then what happens? I mean, you'll have a fucking beautiful summer's day immediately after. It's really shitty. I'd rather have a shitty day throughout because it kind of teases you. Rain is like a bitch at a club, for lack of better term. It's that girl that, she'll be like, oh man, my favorite are short magicians. And you go, oh? And she goes, oh, yeah, I really like short magicians. And then, when it comes to when it comes to Pound Town, she goes, haha, that was just a joke. My friend dared me to talk to you. And you go, oh, okay, that's what the rain is down here. It's a tease. It's a massive tease. I'm honestly amazed how much content you are able to keep creating. Respect, says Carl. Bon opens. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But the thing about it, though, is most of the content that I want to post, I can't. I really can't because I feel like it's, I don't know, offensive maybe. If I really want to get to it, calling people out. And then that's what YouTube has an issue with, because they'll call that harassment, which is what I hate. If I point out individual magicians, like in the last episode, I alluded to some allegations as to Eugene Berger with some fucking boys in fireman outfits, right? I would love to be able to talk more about that shit that I've heard going to conventions and from other magicians. I'd love to talk about that, but unfortunately I can't, because then YouTube considers that harassment, and then technically there's no way to prove that. It's just hearsay, but the hearsay is, it's from different people. It's not 100% confirmed as to stories that I've heard about certain things, but when you hear it from different people that don't have any communication with each other, it does lead itself to having a little bit more credence. But unfortunately, YouTube considers that like harassment or incendiary behavior, so they don't allow videos like that. What are you doing? When are you doing a hot tub stream? Unfortunately, I'm not, or actually fortunately, not unfortunately, but fortunately I'm not Peter Turner, and don't spend half of my day in a hot tub in a soup of my own juices. I never understood that, like hot tubs and baths. It's kind of a gross concept to me, where you're there just laying down in your own stew. It's quite nasty. So hot tubs, bathtubs, and the heat kills the germs. Yeah, okay. You're also in your gross self. Ugh. The worst part about this rain, let me cross the street here. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The worst part about this rain is that the rain is not hard enough so that if I don't have an umbrella, like if I don't have an umbrella right now, it's not bad, but then I'll still get a little bit wet. So it's like in that midpoint where by having my umbrella out, I look like a bitch, but I don't want to get wet. Piggy, do you have any stories about living through hurricanes in Florida? Not really. I mean, the last hurricane we had that was pretty massive here was pretty fucked. We lost power for like 2 weeks, but that's normal. We expect that when you live literally in the southern point of the United States. But the benefit is that our building code is pretty tremendous, and we usually don't have a lot of damage apart from just electricity and water loss. Well, not water loss, but electricity loss for a little bit. So that's the benefit of down here. But again, that last one was pretty shitty. There was some other things going on around which were also pretty shitty, but that was like maybe 3 years ago. My mom swears that she has a very like juvenile approach to hurricanes. So, for example, she'll say, "Oh no, with Hurricane Andrew, which was a big one that hit us in 1992." She's like, "The trees were literally getting uprooted in front of the house." I'm like, no, because the fucking house that she had at the time flew out, like in a movie Up, which was Peace and Punity. Okay, so impunity is dippity doo dah, dippity day. Comes to HIV/AIDS, right? But watch out, listen, if it got Freddie Mercury, it could get anyone. Uh, I see people saying RIP live stream. What's that even mean? Did this somehow disconnect and I'm unaware of it? Piggy is broken. That's my favorite part about doing these live streams. It's the certainty, right? It's definitely the certainty of keeping a stable connection in this fucking YouTube. It's as blocky as a Minecraft world. You know what it is? I feel like it's in front of a graveyard. So when it's in front of a graveyard, I don't know if that maybe has a little bit of an effect. Towers are a little bit further apart, but there's always shitty signal in this area. I don't know why. There's also one straight street with no outs. So if anybody wanted to, jump me or do something, I wouldn't have any outs. It's literally one exit that way and one exit behind me for about a mile, which is quite fun. But this isn't like a hoodie part. So there's nothing really to be afraid of. So I'm going to take the umbrella off because right now I feel like having the umbrella definitely is pussy town with the amount of little rain that I'm getting. Is the audio out of sync, or was it only for me? I think that's just a lag from being in this fucking area, that it's kind of a shitty spot. But if it's better now, then it's better now. Let me see. People don't like to call themselves magicians because, well, look at the stereotypes. Well, the next video that I'm coming out, that's that news format, is I think it's called Reasons Not to Be a Magician. So top 5 reasons not to become a magician, which should be fun. Let's see. What happened to your warm toilet seat? Remember Danny saying someone broke in or a ghost? Oh, yeah. That's the other one. Every time, I don't know. That I feel like it's always the landlord's doing. It's somehow the landlord's fucking doing that. Shit gets like moved around when I'm gone. It's a weird situation. It's definitely a weird situation. But you know what? I think it's a funny bit. If it's a ghost, that's funny. If it's somebody fucking around, that's funny. Let's see. What's the highest patron backer you have got, or the biggest donation? I don't know, but I do have a tier there that's $50, and I have a couple people doing that, which is always, very grateful in that sense. But I just find it funny that people find my content to be, worthy of pay. That's something that I'm still in shock, I guess, 4 or 5 years later after doing a channel for this long. But, I mean, people find value in it. And I'm grateful because I can make a living doing magic tricks online. Penis mouth. It's as blocky as Minecraft. Jesus fuck. Talk about virginity. Let me go through this. Fucking nuts, man. Now my shit's kind of like fucked. But as far as the videos, right? As far as the ones that I put this week, I kind of want to stick to that format where I do maybe 2 tutorials a week and then go to a couple of those news segments just because it's fun. The last one was good. And then I just find it funny to kind of see the, not the reaction, because I don't think the Pigcake is in the general magic populace, is in the knowledge of the general magic population. But every time I see that crossover of like, oh, this guy, he's just that fucking magician that makes dick jokes, I find it really funny. I know, it's interesting to me. The news format is great. You're like Anderson Cooper for magicians. That's funny because we're both, Anderson Cooper is also gay, right? Did you catch that? Did you catch that subtle joke of Anderson Cooper being also gay? By also I'm implying that I'm gay, right? What? That's a joke. Let's see. You got chops. $5 is close to nothing. That's the only part that some people were telling me that I undervalue it, but I don't think so. I don't think I undervalue it because it's at a reasonable price and you're more enticed to join if it's at a lower price point rather than being a higher price point and having less people paying more. I'd rather have more people paying less. That's kind of my mentality. But then again, my business knowledge is that of a retard. Is that of a retarded troglodyte? El Gallito Bakery. I'm glad El Gallito Bakery is the account that you stuck to, by the way. Whoever it is that's taking the reins for Butcher. I'm really happy that fucking El Gallito is the one that you decided, the hill you decided to die on. Fuck. Piggy, you should watch a Rise Magic stream. I watch him from time to time. You, I just read that one. I like strippers with dicks. How about you? Yeah, depends. Depends on what strip club though. Because let me tell you, I'm not a fan of strip clubs. I've only been maybe two or three. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about the types of, the area determines the quality of the strippers, right? So if you go to a strip club in the hood, you know, you're gonna end up spending less money. But at the same time, the risk is much. So the risk to reward ratio is definitely higher. Being you might get something, you know, your penis might be itchy after, or you might get a doo-doo streak. You might get a doo-doo streak on your shirt because of a stripper grinding on you. So that definitely depends on the area. You know, you got booty trap, right? You got, what's the other one? There's one down US 1, Scarlet something. That's another one. Bare Necessities, I think, is another one. El Gallito, do you have any recommendations for quality Velcro streamers? God fucking damn it. Or Velcro sneakers. Yeah. Reconnecting. There you go. Now we back. My fucking mother, when I was, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure that any action in middle school. So we're going to make sure of that via Velcro shoes. And I'm glad you remember that specifically. El Gallito Bakery. Motherfucker. There you go. Piggy, a company. Let me see. A company you've worked with before is releasing a coin I made. They told me to come up with more handlings while it's being manufactured, but I'm a crap magician. Want to help? A company I've worked with before. Okay, that's kind of, that boils it down to only a couple. What's the, I mean, obviously I don't think you want to talk about the specialty nature of the coin, right? In such a public platform. But I mean, I'd be down to help, yeah, for sure. Although my coin work is not really as my coin virginity isn't really super strong per se, so you might not get some quality when it comes to my coin shit. But depending on the gimmick, I could definitely play around with it. Coin work is at that I don't know, it's at that fringe. It's at that fringe point of virginity, where if you bust out a coin purse with 4 polished silver eagle Morgan half dollars, yeah, you're probably never ever gonna see even the shape of a woman. But if you're like the Greg Wilson approach, right? Where the Greg Wilson approach, where you what do you call this shit? Where you use shit that's like around you, like little quarters here and there, stuff that's around you. See, that's good. That's fine. But when you take out a coin purse with 4 polished half dollars, it means that you prepared for this moment. That's what it means for. It means that you prepared for those fucking for that, which is pretty terrible. Let's see. At first I thought this channel was funny. I enjoyed this. Then I became a patron and understanding how good of a teacher you actually are, says Carl. There you go. Look at that. A welcome, positive comment in a sea of calling me short, making fun of my prowess with the ladies, I guess. Let's see. I tell girls my coin purse is actually my condom carrier. Yeah, that's for sure one way to do it. By telling them that you have it's where you put your magnums. I don't think that's the way it works though. Honestly, I don't think that's the way it works, especially if you're trying to trick them. But you are short. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, mother. It's like every time I talk to Turner, he makes some. From time to time, I'll get a message Turner going, "Hey man, is everything okay? Are you okay, dude? Are you good?" And then I go, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Oh, I just saw an accident with 2 midgets that their car flipped over." Those are the type of messages I get from fucking Peter Turner, which is always great. I can't wait to be in a place. I can't wait. Oh my God, I almost got run over there. I can't wait to be in a place where I'm in front of him and I could kick him square in the penis. It's a weird gimmick. General good hands and creativity are more important than traditional coin knowledge. Yeah. Another person that I kind of not, made reference to in my previous video was what is it, Michael Vincent, right? Michael Vincent had a whole issue where he fucking called himself a composer, and it killed me because it's like, dude, you do magic tricks, you know? Like, I get it, you're technically skilled, and you're probably one of the best handlers around, but at the same time, like, relax, sit down, you know? You do card tricks. We do card tricks. We're fucking magicians. We're really not that important. Uh, let's see. Is is ham radio dead? That's fucking funny. No, not necessarily, man. Just the problem is, yeah, now it's fucking shitting over here. The problem is that Daniel moved up to a little bit north. There you go. Daniel moved up to Sebastian, Florida, which is about an hour and a half drive from here. Not an hour and a half, about 2 hour drive from here, which is kind of shitty. But at the same time, I think what we're working on now, once he kind of gets his internet sorted, is that we're going to do like, as much as I hate to do these, like one of those call-in shows, like a long distance one, where we don't necessarily have to be in the same place. So that's kind of what we want to do for just some episodes of ham radio. Not necessarily all of them, because I do like that aesthetic of being in the same place. But one thing that we're going to work on, hopefully by the end of this month, is that so we could do more of those episodes and give them more often, but not necessarily have to go up there. Because for me, it will involve a nice train ride to West Palm, and then for him, it's going to involve a nice hour drive to West Palm, so we could go and do the show at his house. But it's definitely not. It's definitely not dead, unfortunately. Look at this, dude's killing it. Dude's killing it out here in the rain. El Gaito, El Gaito Bakery says, "I'm surprised you still do these walk-around streams, considering, well, fuck, God fucking damn it. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad. See, I take a gamble. My gamble is that whoever's running that account is not actually from where I am, right? And they don't necessarily have access to this particular areas. You're only fucking with me long distance. So that's what I'm taking a chance at. What would be genuinely alarming is that's not the case, and you do have access to my local area. So that's what I'm afraid of. But we'll see when that comes. Thoughts on coin routine, copper, silver, brass? I think it looks cool. Let's see. Especially the transpositions, but I feel that if I buy a set, there's no turning back for the level of virginity. Yeah, no, unfortunately, when it comes to that, the routines are not, you could come up with a lot of routines for those style of coins, right? But, it's one of those things you carry on you, It's one of those things you carry on you, and you have to have a set of silver coins, a copper coin, and a brass coin, right? So it's the same thing to me, it's the same thing as a deck, right? There's a coin purse. So imagine you're in a situation where you fucking take out a deck of cards, or you take out a copper, a silver, and a brass coin. Like, why else do you have those on you, other than hoping that somebody says, "Hey man, show me a trick," and you go, "Great, I happen to have a copper, a silver, and a brass coin." So that's the other part that's kind of, I would say, virgin-y about having those coins. But the tricks you could do with it are they're very, what do you call this, visual. You have, I think, what's his name, Doc Eason, right, who's like a very famous bar magician. I forgot from where. Rocky Mountain area. I think he's from that Rocky Mountain area. He's a very famous bar back magician. And he has some killer routines with those coins. But again, what's his performance style? He's doing it behind a bar. It makes sense for him to have those coins because he's the hired performer for the fucking bar. Or he owns the bar that he works at. But if you're a dude and you're just having these coins in your pocket, good luck with that. Do you a TikTok, you idiot? Do I a TikTok, you idiot? I perused in TikTok, and then I plateaued on TikTok, much like I did on this channel for a little bit. But I'm trying to how would I even describe those TikToks? I guess like anti-magic tutorials. I guess that's kind of the way you could quantify or sort of describe my TikToks. Anti-magic tutorials, right? Condescending magic tutorials, making sure that you know that if you watch them, that you're definitely not going to see a woman for the next 4 years. Even the shape of a woman. Let's see. 6'3" master race. Anyone taller and goofy and uncoordinated. Anyone shorter is a hobbit. Okay, you're saying that because CJG said, Pig, if a 6'6" guy knocks on your door, it's me. Are you generally 6'6"? Are you? Because if that's the case, then you know what? It doesn't fucking matter. All right, I'll get on a step ladder. Okay, I'll get on a step ladder. It doesn't fucking matter. I'll take you on. You and your kind, the Peter Turners that make fun of us short people just because you could read minds and people consider you to be great mentalists. Fuck off. Okay, fuck off. Let's see. Piggy is safe. Daniel is 20 yards behind Piggy with his concealed carry. Well, Danny, what scares me about Daniel sometimes is we've been in situations. I don't know if I should even say this on a video, but we've been in just like situations where he's like, yeah, no, I have my gun in the back. I'm like, do you have can you do that? He's like, yeah, don't worry. But I'm like, wait, why do you have your gun on you? I think for his old job, when we used to do some other stuff, he would have his stuff there in case things went down. And I'm like, are you that worried about something happening that you want to have that there? Should I be worried being in the car with you? Like, what happens if I hear pops? Do I start driving? Is this going to be like a Grand Theft Auto situation? Oh, nuts. Bro, low key, I know you probably said this 90 million times, but what are the best tips for learning card magic? Well, you have to immediately assume that you will never see a woman again, right? That's the first sort of, what's the word? Compromise that you have to make, that you never are going to see a woman ever again, right? But then the second one would be, it's consistency, right? I learned from a couple DVDs when I was younger, so I learned from a couple card magic DVDs. Definitely anything by L&L Publishing is great. L&L Publishing was a magic company from the 90s and 2000s that they made some tremendous videos that really had some of the best minds working on card stuff. And like the Bill Malone, for example, Bill Malone meets Marlowe. That's one that's fucking great. Another one is Daryl. Daryl, who's a magician, and was a magician, unfortunately, but he had this series called Encyclopedia of Card Sleights that I'm sure you could probably find around online if you look for it. But the Encyclopedia of Card Sleights and the Encyclopedia of Card Revelations are two that I think would pretty much be enough to set you off in the right spot without really much effort, because he's one of those people that explain things so legibly that you really don't have a choice but to get it. But yeah, man, it's just consistency and being slow. You don't want to hurry anything up. One of the things that I find when people start learning tricks is that they start wanting to get it over with. They start wanting to just learn to move, and then they get frustrated when they don't get it. So one of the things that is just slowing down, taking your time with it. And eventually what's going to happen is something called the aha moment, where you're just going to get it. That's it. It's just going to be a matter of practice. Is a shoddy across? Nope. Here's the thing too about my eyesight, which it's not a plus, but it does have its benefits. Is that if you're a female and you have somewhat of a decent build from about a block away, you are what I call far hot, right? So it's like, oh man, that girl bad. Oh shit, she's far hot. But then she's a close knot, which is what tends to happen. But you could appreciate them as far hots. That's the benefit. So you could look at them and go, oh man, damn, that's a shotty. I'm gonna look away when she gets up close because I don't want to ruin my mental image of her. I'm gonna cross here. Fuck it. Dale, dude, thank you. There you go. That's how I know that's a Miami motherfucker. Oh shit. Let's see. Dude in the USA. Here, pops. We have a shooting every other week. Also, I dislike how I avoid certain words because YouTube censoring. Yeah, that's the shitty part about YouTube now, that they're hive mind. has grown to recognize anything that is shitty language or what they consider as shitty language, right? So that's the worst thing about it. You can't even type it out. And from my understanding, on Instagram, you can't even DM certain words because they will straight up not let you DM it. It's fucking weird. Tech has definitely gotten to a weird fucking spot where they're fucking with private messages. Suck my dick. Lots of LNO videos are available as downloads now. My favorite little drama that's going on right now, it's not a drama, but there's this magician thought named Magician Katrina or something like that. And let me hold my opinions to myself about magic thoughts. But it's funny because she was watching a video and some dude screenshotted. I think Magicians Roasted on Instagram was one of my favorite fucking accounts. Managed to get a screenshot that she was looking at a pirated copy of Mario the Magician's lecture, which I found really funny. And she had a whole reasoning, and she started blocking people. And I think she even doctored pictures that she posted on a woman's group on Facebook, a woman's magic group. She doctored pictures to make it look like Magicians Roasted was fucking harassing her. Could you imagine the balls? Could you imagine the balls on somebody to doctor pictures? I think the best part was that the common thread that apparently Magician Roasted sent to her in the DMs ended with bitch lasagna. Fucking tremendous, let me tell you, tremendous. At least DoorDash lets you write whatever you want. God fucking damn it. Thank you, El Gallito Baker. I'm glad that you've managed to expose a loophole in DoorDash that weird psychotic people could send you fucking DoorDash, they could DoorDash random shit to your fucking house without leaving any sort of evidence. And when you call said companies, they go, I don't know. No, that number doesn't give us anything. So tremendous on DoorDash's part there. Magician Roasted was talking about that. Yeah. He put it on his account, and I just find it funny because I rarely find magic beef, man. I'm always looking for it, but it turns out to be on Facebook. It turns out to be on all these platforms that I'm not I don't peruse through. Like I have the Facebook for the shit, but like I never look at it, and I'm not friends with anybody, so I don't have access to a lot of people's drama. But then you look up these screenshots, and it's just people going back and forth. The best one was during the elections. You had a lot of people, their fucking very public opinions on politics that were magicians, and it's like, all right, I guess it's your platform, and yes, you could talk about it, but it's weird. It's just a fun take to see these arguments back and forth. By the way, Sears is still a thing. I don't know if you knew this, but Sears is apparently still a thing. I had no idea. I came here the other day looking for a chain, and I asked an employer, hey man, you guys, can you guys help me out in the jewelry section? Yeah, we'll send somebody. They didn't fucking send somebody. They didn't send anybody. So I figured that that's a problem when your store is essentially being liquidated. But I can't believe they've made it this long. I'm sad I didn't even try the burger. Yeah, I didn't try the burger, El Gallito Bakery, for the simple reason that the burger, this guy opened the door like a fucking retard. Just because he was avoiding trying to touch the door. So he ended opening it up like his parents gave me thalidomide as a kid. That was kind of a fun watch. But at Gallito Bakery, the reason I didn't have your fucking burger was decided to ruin the sanctity of the McDonald's burger. The McDonald's burger is the best burger they could possibly get, right? It's a tremendous burger. But here's what you decided to do. You said, hey man, let me get extra everything on this fucking burger, apart from a meat patty. That shit was dripping when it got to me. When that shit hit me, it was straight up dripping with ketchup, extra mayo, which by the way, a cheeseburger doesn't have mayo, you fuck. So you added mayo, extra onions, extra mustard, and no patty. The fucking audacity, El Gallito Bakery, to send me a burger with that quality of liquid in it. Man, thank you for that. The worst one, by the way, this shows you how naive and how much of a retard I am. I could take this off now. How much of a retard I am. That the first time you sent a McFlurry, I ate about a third of it without thinking. I'm like, oh, it's a McFlurry. I'm just gonna eat a third of it, not knowing where it came from, who sent it, how it was sent, how you know my fucking address. I'm on my third YouTube account because the last year, for some reason, I kept getting banned. Well, it doesn't take much, which is why I'm a little bit apprehensive as to, doing certain videos that I want to do. I have a list of videos that I want, but, unfortunately, let me see if I can get out through here somehow. Unfortunately, it doesn't fucking let me. It's not that it doesn't let me, it's just that I don't want to do it because I don't want the risk of getting a community strike on my fucking channel. Let's see. So I have 30 minutes to get a McFlurry. No, you're not going to get a McFlurry, all right? Because I'm not a fucking idiot. So you're going to be wasting your time. You're going to be wasting potential money. You're going to be wasting effort, okay? Because I'm not going to eat the flurry. A McFlurry has 800 fucking empty calories, my friend. 800 empty calories. I'm on a walk now because, unfortunately, I'm of the flesh and I'm weak. And I had Wendy's. I had a Wendy's Junior Cheeseburger. So right now I'm trying to walk enough so I could burn those calories and not feel like a fucking fat right activist. You have the cool fast food places like Carl's Jr., Sonic's, White Castle. We have none in Canada. We have basic bitch ones. As far as that, yeah, but not here. Here we don't have that. Here we have, I think the craziest shit we have down here. We have Sonic's, right? Sonic's is one, but that's like in fucking Homestead. And then you have the standard BK, Wendy's. There's a White Castle in Orlando, but that's like 250 miles north. So we're stuck to the bitch shit. There are like, good, I would say, I don't want to say artisanal burgers, but there are good, decent, like, chef-made burgers around. They're just really fucking expensive. I remember a couple years ago, I paid like $50 for a burger. I think like maybe 5 years ago, like $50. And let me tell you, it's worth every fucking dollar that I paid for that fucking burger. I think the place closed down though. It's like some shrimp thing with fucking aioli shit. Oh. Let's see. Can you make a video on a few riffle feral flourishes? Maybe. Yeah, I don't see why that would be a hard thing to do. Riffle. Feral. I guess like what? There's a couple. There's a couple feral bits that I know, but I don't know how long the video will be. I think the video would be what, like fucking half a minute? It'd be a short. It'd be a YouTube short. Let's see, what else is here? Piggy, get a selfie stick like the real influencers. Well, here's the thing that I've realized, right? Especially walking back, or doing a couple of these walking around streams, right? I've realized that because like this FaceTime is a thing, it just looks like I'm FaceTiming somebody, right? It just looks like I'm FaceTiming somebody, so I don't have to go through the embarrassment of doing that bullshit where it's like, hey guys, influencer here, and have to walk around for selfie sticks. So right now I'm trying to keep that aesthetic of just looking like I'm on a FaceTime call while still doing a somewhat of a stream and providing content for those of you that, don't have anything better to do on a Sunday than watch a short magician talk about not getting pussy. Let's see. I went surfing Hurricane Andrew. God damn it. Yeah, well, depending on what area you were in, that definitely wasn't a problem. I think some people died surfing in Hurricane Andrew out of retardation. They died out of being retarded and saying, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go surfing during the hurricane. And they got fucked. Your mouth doesn't match the words. It's like Kung Fu Theater. I don't know if that's a lapse, maybe because of the mic that I'm using. Although it does seem to be the connection's fairly strong here. So I don't know if that's the reason for that. Maybe it's YouTube lagging. Or maybe it's T-Mobile. I want the vaccine, but recognize my white privilege and have decided not to take it until every last POC on the planet has gotten their shot. It's the least I could do to fight the patriarchy. You say that. You say that in jest. But what scares me is that there's a population, small population, but it's still a population, of individuals that would generally say that unironically. And again, nothing wrong on trying to help others, but at the same time, when you're doing it just to bring yourself up, maybe you're doing it for the wrong reason. But you say that, I'll point you to some literature of people unironically writing articles to that capacity. Are you going to start practicing your most flourishy card move to gather attention. Yeah. Could you imagine if I'm just walking down the street doing riffle fans? Riffle fans. Jesus Christ, man. I used to be that guy, though, unfortunately. I think we all go through that phase of doing tricks publicly to get attention, right? You're there in like the metro, just doing like, oh, hey, let me practice my 5 faces of Sybil routine. I think I'm getting my second shot in a couple days. Helping would not be giving others a deal sickness. Okay, I think you misspoke there, or miswrote there. Would you consider making a video of you doing magic in public? Well, I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. But what I would do is I definitely, when I do have the opportunity, I want to go down to the beach and do some interviews with people, asking them about magicians. That is something that I'd definitely be interested in. But performing for people, I don't really care about that. I'm not a huge fan of that particular type of it. But I think it'll be a much more interesting video to ask people, just as to their opinions on magicians, their opinion on what they think about magic, which is what I mean for this last one that I'm doing. The next one that I'm going to do for the news segment is reasons not to be a magician. And I asked a couple of people, I'm like, hey, why are magicians terrible? So I'm using some of their reasons. You should do the all gas, no brakes type of thing. Yeah, right? I realized that got really popular in the last year, and it's just a simple matter of a guy with a camera and a mic. That's it. And that format is definitely easy to do. It's not hard, and it just requires going to the place. That's it. That's really the only expense. So there's no one that does that for magic style, even though magic is a niche. But I think that it still would have that general appeal of getting people to rant and rave on magicians, which are already terrible people by their very nature. By the way, here's what I love. Again, the clouds are shite, right? Terrible shite. And then now, look at this. Sunny. Sunny Isles, my friends. Got any Bitcoin, bruh? Yeah. I mean, I try to make a conscious effort of putting a little bit every month in crypto. Not a lot, but it's definitely, inflated. It's definitely inflated since I started doing it. But I treat it like just a little bit of, I guess, a small savings account. I guess I treat it as that. But I've been doing that for a little bit. And you kind of see it right. And the worst part is that we come to the point, right, where literal memes are making people millionaires. Not just like, oh, thousandaires, or oh, you made a couple $1,000. No. Millionaires from fucking jokes, which is the part that I love about this. You have the 90s, the 80s, the 70s. People were investing and working their entire lives to just be able to make money, a little bit of money, and looking at patterns and studying trends and taking risks and losing a lot of money before they made a lot of money. And then now you have a guy that's like, hey, be funny? If we made Hitler coin worth $1, and then these fucking retards make Hitler coin worth $1, and they make 500 million bucks. The fuck? It's really the funniest thing. It really is the funniest thing. Let's see. You should do. Okay, I already read that one. He signed a contract. Yeah, I read that. About the all gas, no brakes. And he did that thing that young people do, where I forgot who said this. It might have been fucking somebody I can't mention on YouTube. But it does make a lot of sense that guy was really young, and he wanted to make money, and obviously he wanted to monetize what he was doing, and somebody gave him an offer, and he took it. Right? Now the unfortunate part with that is that he gave up all his rights. He gave up absolutely all of his rights. And it could have been a lot easier for him to, keep it going and do it on his own and kind of keep that format. But I think he saw that he saw the dollar signs, and unfortunately he sold it up. But there's when you're young like that, you're always going to find other things. You're always going to be able to find another endeavor, another project, maybe a collaboration with somebody. So I think he kind of jumped the gun on that. You had less Bitcoin now after this DoorDash order. Oh, god damn it. Why can't you see? That's all I'm asking for. Why can't I just get a DoorDash of a Bitcoin and a blowjob, right? Open the door and there's some sort of hooker, right? And she's like, hey, let me transfer a Bitcoin into your account, of which now you could pay me for the blowjob that I'm about to give you. Is that so hard to ask for stalkers? Instead, I get fucking dripping burgers with ketchup. Let's see. How about asking them for an opinion on magic and then show them a video of Shin Lim? Because that borders on like serious, right? Like, oh, hey, what do you think of magic tricks? How about this guy? Oh, he's a good magician, right? That's all you're gonna get from that. He's a good magician. That's it. Like, there's no humor in that. To me, the humor would be having people roast magic. He basically signed a 360 deal, like in the music industry, got fucked out of his own channel, and he had huge potential. Yeah, that's the unfortunate side. But man, these guys are fucking vampires, dude. All these deals. That's the thing that I'm it's fortunate and unfortunate because YouTube's really turned to maximize. I guess it makes sense. They're maximizing their own income while at the same time the people that make people go to their platform, they're kind of put down, right? But you are doing it on their platform. You're hosting your videos on their servers, so it makes sense for them to be able to take what they take, right? But when it comes to that, things like YouTube and now that video editing is pretty much accessible to anybody for free, right? Cameras are on everybody's phones. You have even in like a shitty cheap $150 Samsung A52, you have a 4K camera with tremendous stabilization. Anybody could shoot videos, right? So there's no longer a need to depend on the people that you would have to sign contracts for. There's no need for that shit anymore. You could just be an independent individual. Yeah, you don't have access to an email list. Yeah, you don't have access to the same scope and audience, but at the same time, it's a lot easier nowadays to find an audience, to make an audience, harvest an audience, and then monetize it, right? So to sign it up like that and to sell yourself is just kind of I think a short-term move. It's definitely a short-term move, but at least I feel like that dude is creative enough that he could find something else. Let's see. Would you sell the Pigcake brand for $1 million? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, what the fuck? Without even hesitation. I'm pretty sure the Pigcake brand is worth about $12. So to tell me, yeah, would you sell it for $1 million? Yeah, what? I'll just make videos as myself. The fuck? Pigcake brand for $1 million. I wouldn't even, let me tell you, they wouldn't even finish the sentence. They could finish the sentence with $1 million and you have to punch your mom. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. Well, that's gonna suck, but I'll do it. The fuck? Let's see. Would feel too guilty to take a vaccine with a 1 in 4,000 injury rate while knowing there's tribes in Papua New Guinea who aren't fully vaccinated yet, says the fancy stash. That is true. That is true. Are you from that, I guess, closer to that area? I think you mentioned something about Australia the other day, right? Which is, I don't know if you want to do that because then suddenly you might get the Australians, you might get those people to start bothering you in the DMs and want to make friends with you. Let's see what else is here. I'm probably going to end this now in a bit because I'm in front of the store that I intended to come to. But let's see if there's anything else here before I dippity-doo-dah, dippity-day. I know I saw someone here. I'd pay for this. Unfortunately, YouTube won't let me send live chickens. Yeah, and luckily for you, live chickens is probably the only form of payment that I'll take for doing this. Let's see, the live stream. You were going to show your deck but didn't have one near you. Yeah, I know, right? And it'd be kind of weird to have one in the parking lot of an abandoned, not an abandoned, but a soon-to-be abandoned Sears if I had my own deck on me. But maybe the next one, I might decide to bust it out because fuck it, it's been long enough, all right? But apart from that, thank you guys for watching this, man. Thank you guys for watching. 50 minutes of a short virgin rant and a ramble about dumb stuff. Make sure to always wash your hands. And as always, Joe Biden